So here is the final look of the dress. She's not the owner. She came to pick up for her friend, which is bigger than her. So that's why the shoulder is big, but because it's not for her, it's not her size. But it came out really well. It came out beautiful. I'm sure it will look good, very very good on the owner. So this is it. This is cute, super nice, and that is it. So let's get started. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing good. So today we'll be making this wrap dress and this balloon sleeve or what. I've already drafted the down part. It's just your normal way of drafting your pencil skirt. You can see my last video on how to do that, how to do a long pencil gown. So it's just the same method. Here I'm going to, so this is 3 yards of fabric because of the sleeve. So here I'm going to cut the back, then use the back to trace the front. If this wrap dress is not going to expose your boobs, if you don't want it to expose your boobs, so this is how you are going to do it. So first of all, we are going to draft the back. The half length is 17 inches. Get your 17 inches. This is the 17 inches line that I'm going to get. Guys, please make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you. So you take your shoulder, you bring out your 1 inch for your zipper allowance. This is stretchy, the fabric is stretchy, so instead of adding an allowance, I reduced it. So that is just it. That is the zipper allowance. The next thing is to take your shoulder measurement, go down by half inch, go down by 1 inch, and then you get your chest line. I use 8.5. Her bust is 44, so I use 8.5 for her chest line. So I'll just bring her down her shoulder line to make sure that I have a straight line. Then get the middle of her armhole, go in by half inch, just the way you do your normal drafting. That is just it here. So her bust is was what I use for 3.5. I didn't add any allowance because this is stretchy. You're still going to reduce something if you are making it. So I reduced instead of adding her bust. So her waist also, you also do the same thing. Her waist is 34. I use 8 instead of 8.5. So that is just it. You connect your lines. That is just what we have here. The neck width, I use 3 inches neck width. Please, you know where you start taking your measurement from. It's not from that zipper, it's after the zipper allowance. So your 3 inches, I went down by 1 inch for her shoulder, for her neck, uh, back depth and all that. So you just cut it out. It's just your normal way of cutting your this thing. You don't even have to add your seam allowance or anything if you are working with a stretchy fabric. This is a stretchy crepe, it's very stretchy. So this is just it. So you just cut it out, indicate your zipper allowance. That is just what we have here. So the front now, I'm going to be drafting it on a pattern paper, but you can draft it on your dress, but it's good you draft it on your pattern paper this way. So here I'm going to place it because this I want it to overlap and I don't want it to expose her boobs that much. So I'm going to, from there I'm bringing out 5 inches. But guys, after making this, I wanted it to get to this stage, so just let's be watching. Then that is 5 inches. That is as if you are making your wrap dress. You bring out uh your allowance for the overlap. So that is just it. Then I'll place the zipper, I'll fold in the zipper, then trace out exactly what I have there. Trace out exactly what you have for the front. Fold in your zipper allowance, then trace out. You can trace or you can cut out exactly what you have here. So that is just what you will do here. Pin it down so that it doesn't move. I'm just trying to trace out everything that I have here. The front armhole, remember that we are going to still go in by half inch for the front armhole. So that is what I'm doing here. So after tracing it, I went in by half inch for the front armhole. Then I did my shoulder slope. Then your neck width should be the same thing so that you know where to start it from. So I'll start cutting it. That's how I'm going to cut it. So this is our front. Assuming you are cutting, this should be on football. So from here now, I will now determine how where I want my this thing to start from. So I went up by 5 inches, then went down by 7 inches. That is how you want, how much you want to expose your cleavage. So from there you now connect it slightly to go and meet that 5 inches that you went up with. I went up by 5 inches, then went down by 3 inches, then went down by 7 inches. So this is just the way I'm going to slash it. Remember that I said that I don't want this to expose her boobs, so her cleavage. So I said no, that is too wide. So I went down again by, I think is, oh sorry, I went down again by 1 inch, making it 4 inches, because I don't want it to be double. So you just cut it out. So you cut it out. So this is what we have for the overlap. We are going to cut two pieces of this. We are going to cut two pieces of this. So I'll check if this will give me what I want. If it doesn't, you fold it. It should be on fold if you want to get this. Please, if you're cutting, it should be on fold. Unless you don't have enough fabric, then you can cut it separately. But make sure if you're cutting, after cutting the first one with the pattern paper, you use the remaining fabric, placing it right side facing each other to cut the second one. Unless you will not have it correct. So that is just what you will do here. So here, after cutting it, I noticed that it will not really get to the, it will not get to the side seam. So I had to like recut it again to extend it. Then I extended it again by 4 inches. This line, I extended it by 4 inches because I wanted to get to the seam allowance, to the side seam. So here, if you notice, you notice that the overlap, one side is tiny. So I went up from the down part by 2 inches. I have 2 inches. I went up by 2 inches. Then I'll slant it because I want the other one to come out um tiny, like it will not be bold. So I'll just trim it to this point. Watch how I'm doing it. So I'll just cut it. So this is it. This other side, one side is not that bold, so you will trim it off like that. If you check the thumbnail, that is how it is. One side is not that bold. So what I said, now you get the midpoint, but I want the side seam, I want it to get to the side seam, the overlap to get to the side seam. So I'm going to recut it. I'm going to recut it and extend it again by 4 inches. Extend that side by 4 inches. You look at what I'm, this is how it should be, but I just want to extend it again by 4 inches so that it will get to the side seam. If you get it's more better, it will relax more if it gets to the side seam, so you don't have to start folding that edge and all that. So just sew it and let it get to the, cut it and let it get to the side seam. Maybe before cutting it out, when you bring your 5 inches for that, you then you add extra 4 inches for you to get to the side seam. So the next thing is to cut the sleeve. Here I have whatever I have, I will use for the sleeve, but the sleeve length is 25 inches plus the folding, the elastic and everything is just 25 inches. If you notice, it's not really a long sleeve like that, so you just fold it like that, get your the length that you want, then just trim it the way you do. Please see my second to last video. I have almost the same thing there, just the only difference is just the overlap. So as for your overlap, the upper part, you can just fold it. You don't have to line it, you can just double fold it and stitch on it. So this sleeve that I'm trying to get, the fabric is not enough, but I try managing it. And the width, the wideness is unfold, it should be like 18 inches. Then your length, you now determine the length. Even the wideness should depend on the amount of fabric that you have. So this was not really enough then, but I just had to manage it to cut it out already. So I'll just join everything and show you the outcome.